Hello and welcome to All Mzansi as I'm bringing you all the latest transfer news and news from the DStv Premiership as Mamelodi Sundows secure the future of an important member of their senior squad at the club, and also Orlando Pirates are close to agreeing a deal with an important striker with a huge release clause set to be announced very soon. Now, if you're new on All Mzansi, kindly click on the subscribe button and enjoy the video. Let me start this video by talking about Orlando Pirates striker in Tshegofatso Mabasa. Now, the reigning DStv Premiership top goal scorer is said to remain at Orlando Pirates until 2028, as reported by Soccer Laduma. Now, this story is coming in from Soccer Laduma. They're saying that Orlando Pirates actually have a 2-year option in the contract of Tshegofatso Mabasa. We know his current contract is coming to an end on the 30th of June, but it looks like they have a 2-year option that is held by the club, and Orlando Pirates are going to trigger that option, but they do not want to only trigger that option. They want to also try and offer Tshegofatso Mabasa another 2 years on top of the option, so which means it will be a 4-year contract all in all for Tshegofatso Mabasa at Orlando Pirates. And also significantly, Orlando Pirates are also planning to put in a 50 million rand buyout clause, which will apply to both local and international clubs who are interested in acquiring the services of Tshegofatso Mabasa. Now, as we understand it, the two parties have not yet reached an agreement on the other 2 years that Orlando Pirates want to negotiate. So the representatives of Tshegofatso Mabasa are still negotiating terms of that 2 years, but Orlando Pirates have already exercised that option to keep Tshegofatso Mabasa for 2 more years at the club. That is the option that is on the contract, so this shouldn't be confusing. There is 2 years that Orlando Pirates are holding as an option that has been exercised. So Tshegofatso Mabasa's current contract at the club that was going to expire on the 30th of June has already been extended by 2 more years, which takes that contract to 2026. But Orlando Pirates are trying to negotiate another 2 years on top of that, which will keep Tshegofatso Mabasa at the club until 2028. That contract has not yet been agreed, but they're still negotiating, which is why we've not yet had an official announcement on a 2-year contract extension. Orlando Pirates want to secure the full 4 years on the contract of Tshegofatso Mabasa, and also slap in that 50 million rand release clause on it, so that anyone who wants to acquire the services of the talented South African striker will need to pay something in the region of around 40 to 50 million rands for the services of Tshegofatso Mabasa. Of course, it can be negotiable even though there's a release clause. So we know there's interest from FCSB from Romania. There's been interest also locally from Mamelodi Sundowns. So anyone who wants to come in for Tshegofatso Mabasa is going to have to pay a hefty fee to get the services of the South African striker. So talks are currently ongoing between Gary Kasika, who is the representative of Tshegofatso Mabasa or the agent of Tshegofatso Mabasa, as well as Orlando Pirates. We wait and see what is going to happen. Are they going to agree for the contract to run until 2028, or will they feel that the 2 years is enough on his contract? They also need to negotiate on the importance. What type of contract is this going to be? Is there going to be playing guarantees in that contract? So Gary Kasika is still on it with Orlando Pirates. We'll bring you the latest on the situation as we learn more. Now, tell me what you think about the situation. Do you think Tshegofatso Mabasa should commit his long-term future to Orlando Pirates? And do you also think it's a good idea for Orlando Pirates to slap in a 50 million rand release clause on the player? Because some teams may find that very affordable. Teams like Al Ahly, teams like FCSB, also from Romania, they may be able to afford that. So Orlando Pirates feel it'll be enough if someone comes in with something like 50 million rands. We know in the DStv Premiership, the value of players has been increasing in recent years, and also Mamelodi Sundowns can definitely also afford to pay Orlando Pirates 50 million rand. So there is still a possibility that we may see Tshegofatso Mabasa leaving the club, especially if there is a release clause in his contract. It may be all up to the player if someone comes in and triggers that release clause. So do you think it's a good idea for Orlando Pirates to have a release clause in the contract of Tshegofatso Mabasa, or do you think they should be looking to try and negotiate if someone comes in with an offer? So with a release clause, there is a risk that someone like Mamelodi Sundowns can just come in and trigger that release clause and get Tshegofatso Mabasa without the consent of Orlando Pirates. Now, moving on, I want to talk about Mamelodi Sundowns senior coach in Manqoba Mngqithi. Now, this is good news for Mamelodi Sundowns supporters who did not want to see the coach leaving the club. Now, the senior coach Manqoba Mngqithi and Mamelodi Sundowns have now agreed a deal in principle to extend his stay at the club. As we understand, his contract was coming to an end at the end of June, and we know there's been a lot of speculation with regards to his future. He has been linked with a move away from Mamelodi Sundowns, but now a deal has been agreed in principle, as reported by Idiski Times, that Manqoba Mngqithi and Mamelodi Sundowns have now agreed a deal in principle, and we should expect an announcement before they go into the break ahead of their preparations for the 2024-2025 season. So Manqoba Mngqithi is not going to be leaving Mamelodi Sundowns at the end of his contract. Instead, he's going to be extending his stay. Now, tell me what you think about this. I know there's going to be a lot of comments about this. A lot of people have been talking about this. They've been linking him with a move away from the club, with Kaizer Chiefs also been touted as a possible destination for Manqoba Mngqithi, but it looks like that is not going to happen. We know he has been at the club for a very, very long time. He celebrated his 10th year at the club recently, and he's going to be staying at the club ahead of the 2024-2025 season. This is very, very good news for Mamelodi Sundowns, as they secure someone who is very, very important for the way that the club is operating. So Manqoba Mngqithi is going to be staying at Orlando at Mamelodi Sundowns ahead of the next season. Now, thank you very much for watching Mzansi. If you're new on our channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, leave a like on the video, and hit on the notification bell so you do not miss an update from all Mzansi.